Here comes the best, the most well-rounded, best-smelling, nothing off-limits podcast in the world. Welcome to Quadcast with Kortney Olson, the woman with the world's deadliest thighs. Let's get ready to mumble.
And how I actually got started was because this gentleman named 𝗪𝗥𝗡𝗏, he was an Amway diamond of 30 years, and he came out of retirement to do this company. He's like, the reason and again, I listen to successful people. I'm like, why are you doing this? You don't need money. You were an Amway diamond. Like, you haven't done anything for the last 30 years. Why this? He's like, because this is actually going to help people. Because this is a product that I want to put my name on. Plus, this is going to be $1 billion company. He's like, the pain industry, the discomfort industry. I'm not saying we treat, cure, heal, anything. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about industry. The pain industry. Pain is a multi-billion-dollar industry. He's like, pain is a $500 billion industry, and we have the world's most powerful, natural, one-ingredient anti-inflammatory on the market. I came out of retirement for that. Meaning my mom had this. My dad dealt with this. This person dealt with this. I'm like, so I had this result, and now I'm going to let my dad have I'm going to have my dad be on the product, see what happens. My dad was able to lift his shoulder above his ear for the first time since high school football after a month and a half. In 3 months, he lost a bunch of weight and now discomfort-free. I can sell that story to anybody. Do you want to help your family? You want to help your dad? Do you want to help your fucking grandparents? And do you want to do it naturally? This product isn't going to do anything but help you feel better. See, I can get behind that. Mentors, good mentors, open my mind up to many things, and that's essentially what allowed me to have a spiritual awakening. And then many months after that, or 4 months after that, I was sitting around in my gratitude making music, and I finally got equipment. I could finally get equipment, and there's a picture I just pulled up on my last Saturday's live of me 8 years ago when I first started. I had a little massage table, and I had a fucking portable keyboard, my beat making pad machine, and I had it attached to my TV and my big fucking tower, and I would sit there in front of my TV because I didn't have a fucking monitor, and I would have my computer and make beats. That's how I started. And I was sitting around in gratitude one day, just like, man, my life changed. Here I am 4 months later, and I'm fucking making music, doing my dream, pursuing like the thing that I want to do. And this is how I'm going to answer, how did you have a spiritual awakening? This. I've told this story a few times, but I'm sitting here. This gentleman comes up on my screen. It's like a YouTube commercial. This guy coming up to people with a point of view camera. It's like, imagine you're on a pier in California or Florida, one of the piers, right? He's going, excuse me. No, it's just your face. Excuse me. Do you have pain? Now, mind you, I study people for a living. I'm the best at what I do because I watch people, because I study people, because I know how to maneuver with emotions and storytell. And I'm watching this gentleman, and I'm watching people's reactions because I'm already awkwarded out by his voice. Excuse me. Do you have pain? He just kind of sounds like a geek, like a nerd. Like, you can see he's not probably really good with people, right? And these people kind of laugh at him like, like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, do I have pain? He's like, yeah, I just wanted to know if you have pain. I can help you. And like, a lot of these people are giving him looks like this. And this one bodybuilder, he goes, yeah, I always have pain. What do you mean? He's like, well, where do you have the pain? Where is it on a scale of 1 to 10? He's like, well, I just fucking hurt my shoulder this past week when I was lifting. So right now it's about a 7. He's like, all right, may I help you? He's like, all right, dude. And it was genuine. Like, you can see that these are genuine reactions. Blanks out the camera, turns it back on. He's like, that was about 2 minutes. How does it feel now? And this guy goes, bro, what the fuck did you just do? And it was genuine. And I go, mind you, what did I want to be when I grew up? A chiropractor. I wanted to help people with their pain.
That's fascinating.
That was my dream. That's all I wanted to do was be a chiropractor and then teach people God's word. So I'm watching this gentleman go around and help all these people with their pain. And at the end of it, they show you the reveal. What is he doing? And he reveals to everybody, yeah, I was doing energy healing. Ah, shut the fuck up. Energy healing. What? You're full of shit. Continue to watch, though. Continue to watch. I have a couple books out. Books? I fucking go to barnesandnoble.com. Quantum Touch. Richard Gordon. All right, motherfucker. Go out immediately. Buy the books. Read them that day.
Damn.
That next day. Now I'm like, all right. Now my mind is fucked up. And I'm like, all right, is this real? It seems pretty fucking real to me. Called one of my buddies who has an ACL injury. MCL, ACL, everything's fucked up. He's taking our product line. It's helping him. Blah, blah, blah. It's part of his story. You know what I mean? But I called him up. I said, hey, Eric. I won't say his last name. I need you to come over. I saw something. It's fucking crazy. He's like, all right, bro. I trust you. I'm there. Comes over. Tries some shit for an hour. By the time he leaves, he can squat a little bit deeper. He's like, bro, I don't know if this is just fucking in my head. I don't know what the fuck is going, like. So the next day we're talking about it. Talking about what happened yesterday with a couple people. And this woman comes up. Her name's Sandra Samuelson. Hi, Sandra. Hi, mama. She's just a nosy kind of like, somewhat liberal, like, white old hippie lady that just loves everybody, mama bear to everybody, wants to know everybody's business. I love you. We all love you. You know what I mean? But she's like hopping in the conversation like, what are you guys talking about? And I'm like, she's like, are you guys talking about energy? I'm like, I'm kind of embarrassed. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like fucked up about it, right? I don't know if this shit's real, but like, I thought this dude was corny as fuck.
Right.
But now I read both of his books and I'm questioning everything. Plus, my life changed. My life changed after this.
Right.
Show me a sign. Bop. Living my dream. All of a sudden, I don't have to really worry about anything like I was worried about before. I remember I cussed out my dad for not doing this business with me right away. I yelled like I've never yelled before to my dad. I lost it. I'm never going to. And the next day he got started because he saw how serious I was. You understand?
I do, because I've been there.
He saw how fucking serious I was.
Yeah.
You understand?
I understand.
So
this.
here I am. And now Sandra's sitting here asking me fucking, what are you guys talking about? And she's like, Joel, did you know a bunch of people in this company are into energy? Wait, what? She's like, Danny, Danny does Qigong. Danny was in my first company, made $1 million in that company with her now husband. So she's like, Danny does Qigong? She's like, yeah, you should talk to her about it. Because that's energy work. I know what Qigong is. Like, because I started studying everything. Like, once I go down the rabbit hole, now I'm fucking everywhere, okay? so I go up to him like, Danny, so I'm like, Danny, I saw something, and I need to know if it's real. She's like, what the fuck is this guy going to ask me? I need to know what you know about energy. And the way she looked at me, I'm never going to forget it. She's just... I look at her, I'm like, Danny, I need to know what the fuck this shit is. I need to know. You've been nothing but great to me. We're doing amazing things. What the fuck is with this energy shit? If you know something about it, I need you to tell me. She's like, okay, you need to meet Danelle. I was like, who the fuck's Danelle? She's like, Saturday, you can meet Danelle. I'll give you my time slot. That's it. This is some Illuminati shit. What the fuck? I end up going to this time slot. Now I'm fucked up. You want to know why I'm fucked up? Because, mind you, I looked up to God and I said, God, give me a sign. I am battling between if I'm opening up the door to Pandora's box and hell and demons and fucking, everything that's not sacred and unholy and if this was my actual sign from God, because all of this is just kind of flowing naturally to me effortlessly. You understand?
Yeah.
All of this is flowing naturally. I don't feel like I challenged God by asking him for a sign, but he gave me one. You understand? While I'm doing the thing that I want to be doing, living my dream, making music, this video comes up. I wanted to help people. I want to be a chiropractor.
Yeah, you wanted to do that shit since.
Now I'm helping people. I have chiropractors on my team using the products to help their patients. And they're saying, Joel, if I love what you're doing now. You understand? And like, I'm able to do things with this energy work that is much like chiropractic. I'm not going to spoil it for you. So I'm being shown something. I don't know why. So I'm going to meet Danelle. I don't know why, but either I'm going to hell and I'm meeting a witch, or I'm being shown something I'm supposed to be shown because I'm already helping people. So I walk in. I feel like I'm in a trance. I'm walking towards this long black hair. And as I approach, she gets up from her chair, faces me. Danny's sitting here on the side in a little booth smiling at me. It's like booth, table, chair, situation, chair. And I extend my hand and I'm just like, I feel like I've seen you before. Like it was a fucking familiar thing. And she just goes, the most powerful woman I've ever met. Wise, power, aura. This woman goes, of course you have, silly. We've been talking in dream time for the last 6 months.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck did you just say to me? Do you know who you're talking about? I am about to go in. If you think you could just say some shit like that to me, I'm about to go in.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
I'm like, I look at her and I literally say, what? Like, just like that. Probably, what? She's like, she looked at me. She's like, sit down. Power, presence, the most powerful woman I've ever sat in front of.
Yep.
Commanded my respect. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm getting into. Joel, remember that time you were out in your grove and you put your hands out as the sun was beaming down through the trees and you asked for something, didn't you? Crying. I start to cry.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, let's go there.
Okay.
So, growing up, remember I was called Bible Boy.
Yes.
I wanted to lead all my friends to Jesus. One of my best friends growing up, I did. I led a lot of my friends to Jesus. I was very good at it. Went to a seminar at a young age on how to lead people to Jesus. And there was 5 questions that you would ask them. First one is, do you have any kind of spiritual belief? Opener. To you, who is Jesus? Still remember to this day. Do you believe in heaven or hell? 4, where would you go right now? If heaven, why? And 5, if what you believe were not true, would you want to know it? And if they said yes to that question, you would lead them down the scriptures to then point them in the direction to their salvation. I started to do that. I was called. See, that's the thing about me. Let me say this right now. When I feel fucking called to do something, I do it. It didn't matter if I was in Walmart. If the Spirit called me, I will go talk to that person. I would have my little Bible with me with all those questions in there. And I would just say, hey, can I ask you some questions? It didn't matter who it was. Didn't matter what it was. If I felt called, I would fucking do it because I felt like that's what a Christian should do. We're only here to lead people to fucking truth. We're only here to lead people to Jesus, right? So I always felt called to. If my friend didn't believe in Jesus and that was my friend, I would do everything in my power to make sure that they would have heaven because that's what mattered. I wanted to hang out with them. He's my best friend. Silver was my best friend, but Silver was an atheist. He moved to my community from the town over, and all of his brothers were kind of rough around the edges, boxers. Their oldest brother was in and out of jail, beat people up real bad, and they would fight. And like my parents were very Silver and that family, but I love Silver because he got me into Dragon Ball Z. He got me into things. He would show me like South Park, and I had never seen anything like that. Like that was his favorite thing. He was 2 grades older than me, but he was my best friend because we would ride the bus together. And like he would have all these little action figures, Dragon Ball Z action figures. He would let me play with them on the bus. So I'm like, what's Dragon Ball Z? He's like, you've never seen Dragon Ball Z? So he put me down this path. And what's cool about Dragon Ball Z is they would shoot what? Energy out of their hands. So Silver was my biggest test. Could I lead Silver to Jesus? That's all I wanted to do. Because he was an atheist and he would make fun of Jesus because that's what they did on South Park. It's like, Jesus is dumb. Fucking dumb. Fuck Jesus. You're stupid. Like he would always make fun of me for being a Christian. One day I invited Silver over and he accepted Jesus into his heart. It was about 3 a.m. Pitch black. Out a big bay window on my south wall. Big bay window. Field. Looking out into the field. Couch. Pull-out couch. Pushed up against that wall, right? Because the TV was over here, blah, blah. Couch. Pull-out bed. Bay window. The window had blinds, obviously. The blinds were pulled down. Blinds are pulled down. I can't make this shit up. Silver, if you're out there, you remember this too. I know you do. From the top of the bay window all the way down to the edge of the bed, because we were praying at the edge of the bed. Perfect 90-degree gold glittery light. So that when we were done praying, when we were done asking, when Silver was done accepting Christ into his heart, we get up and we're in this gold light coming from the top of the blinds are down. From the top of the blinds, above the blinds, down to the edge of the bed where our fucking heads were. Gold light. I look at Silver. He looks at me. He's like, do you see this? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what is this? I'm like, I don't know. I put my hands in it. Now, mind you, I'm very attentive to details. I think that's evident at this point, right?
Yeah.
Very attentive to details. And I made a mental note. I prayed. I put my hands in it. And it felt warm. I could feel it to this day. And I asked God, I said, God, if this is real, show this to me again. We crawl in it. No blankets. Don't even need the blankets. Perfect warmth. Perfect temperature. It's gold, glittery light all around us. No bullshit like this is the realest fucking weirdest spiritual thing that's ever happened to me. And Silver looks at me, he's like, before we go to bed, he's like, Joel, this is God, isn't it? And I didn't know what to say. I was just like, it must be. Yeah. We go to bed, we wake up. He's like, dude, do you remember what happened last night after we asked God? I say, yeah. I'm never going to forget it. That was I was a 3rd grader, he was a 4th grader. A couple of years go by. And we get Dish Network finally. And so I'm able to watch Dragon Ball Z after school. And I would always have to hurry home to do it because I had to catch it at a certain time. And I got home early. It was a day that I think we had a half day at school or something. And there was an infomercial on, because Dish Network used to have infomercials. Mm-hmm. And there was this free hour of Tai Chi. And I knew that the Dragon Ball Z people shoot chi out of their hands, or kai, chi or kai. So I was like, Tai Chi, what the fuck is this? And the guy that was doing the little infomercial, he's like, yeah, and chi is the body's energy. And if you can learn how to use it. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And my parents weren't home. And I knew if they were home, they would have never let me do this shit. But I fucking did that hour Tai Chi. And afterwards, I felt fucking incredible. I felt the best I've ever felt. I felt tingly. I was like, I feel like I have so much energy. And I was like, I need to test this. Is this just in my head? I hate running. I had really bad allergies at the time. Really bad, mostly because of what I ate. You know what I mean? I had really bad allergies, could barely breathe out of my nose, and I went on a run. Best run I ever. I ran faster than I've ever ran for a mile, because there's a house halfway up that was about a half mile. If I ran up to the house and ran back, I knew it was about a mile. Wasn't tired. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So I got back, and I felt the energy. I was like, oh, this is real. This has to be real. So I put my hands together, and I didn't know when my parents were coming home, so I went out in my grove. I didn't want my parents to see what the fuck I was doing. I didn't want anybody to question me, because I'm feeling whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling some shit. I go into my grove. The sun was beaming down through the trees. I put my hands out into this sun, and I'm feeling all the energy, all the chi, all the whatever it is. Because I was trying to fucking manipulate it. I was trying to like get it to like come forth, you know, and shoot something out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I put my hands out and I could feel it. I knew I could feel something. I said, mental note, become aware. I know how to do it. You know what I mean? This is real. I know it's real. I can feel it. This isn't, you know what I mean? This isn't, I can feel this. I know what I'm feeling. And I said, the sun started hitting my hands through the trees. And I said, God, I know this is real. Thank you for showing this to me again. Now show me how to use it and let me be one to change the world with it. Flashback to Danelle, crying like a bitch. How did you? No one ever knew that. I never shared that story with anybody. It was the first time that anybody had broke my matrix. Broke my fucking world. I told you before I went there, it was either hell, maybe not, hell, or I'm being shown a whole different world for how the world works. And as I'm crying, I go, how did you, like I was going to ask her, how did you know that? And I just get to, how did you? And she goes, we're all one, baby. We're all one. And I'm fucking crying. Just, what the fuck? Danny's like, she's like dying over here. I start to sweat profusely. And she's like, yay, you're purging. Purge, baby, purge. I'm like, what the fuck? She puts her hand on me. I immediately stop sweating. What the fuck? She's like, energy is everything, baby. Energy is everything. I left that meeting, and I never looked back. I never looked back. And there's one more story that I'll leave you with on my spiritual awakening that allowed me to never question things. So after that, I was having more success in my company. And Danelle would now open herself up to my team. Like, because I have a team of fucking kids at the University of Minnesota who are killing it. We had like 30 or 40 kids all like helping their parents with our products. Because their product, you know, our products are helping with their parents with their discomforts and all this other shit. Yeah. Lose weight, be healthier, right? It's fucking replace spending, save money, get healthy. Everybody understood it, right? So we had Danelle come over and do a card reading and just answer people's questions. So she gave like an hour talk, and then all my friends and Danny and her husband were there, and like some of Danelle's life coaching people were there. And it got turned for me to ask my question, right? And I had a bookshelf there full of books that I had never read, but because I got on Audible, I would listen to everything on Audible. I buy the book on, like if I bought the book, I would then buy the book on Audible and then listen to it. Because I'm not going to sit there and fucking read it. I'm going to do other things and like listen to the book and be more productive. Biohack, right? Uh-huh. So it gets to my question. Everybody else got a fucking card reading a question. She answers everybody's question except mine. And I ask a question. Don't even remember what the question is. That's how insignificant it is now. Understand? That's how insignificant it is now. I ask her a question in front of everybody, and she goes, Joel, how many books do you have in that bookcase? I don't know, probably like 60. And she's like, how many have you read? And I thought she was like challenging me because I hadn't read Like a lot of them. I'm like, well, probably like 4. I've mostly just, audible. Like she's like, no. The knowledge that you're searching for will not be found in books. And I'm like, okay, but are you going to answer my question? And she's like, when you're ready, you'll understand. A couple months go by, and I'm about to hit the first 6-figure rank in my company. And I maxed out one of the legs. You have to build 2 teams, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I maxed out one of the legs on one side. And there's this Minnesota Health Expo, and somebody got a booth in my company. And we have one rule: no fucking booths. What we do is person to person. Mm-hmm. We don't try to randomly cold sell to people. I'm not questioning anything. Fuck it. I'm pissed though. Pissed. But yeah. I'm going to go. So at the end of it, I see these water machines. Like, this guy has these water machines over here. And I go over like this right directly across from us. And I walk over there. I'm like, bro, I've seen your shop. And he had 𝗪𝗧 𝗪𝗧𝗣𝗣𝗣𝗢𝗡𝗡 book on the table, The Messages in Water. And when I started to have my spiritual awakening and started to learn and apply the things, like I read Think and Grow Rich. That was one of the first books I read many, many years ago. But now I'm starting to realize, I'm the law of attraction, the secret. I am creating my reality. I've literally am creating all of this. So 𝗪𝗧 𝗪𝗧𝗣𝗡𝗡 was one of the first people that I studied. He's the real OG, in my opinion, on solidifying thoughts are real.
Right. And
thoughts are things. So he had his book down. I'm like, wait a minute. These machines charge your water. He's like, you're a fan of 𝗪𝗧 𝗪𝗧𝗣𝗡𝗡𝗗. Yeah. And enters from the right. My life is a movie. This is the greatest story ever told. Woman enters from the right, and she goes, 𝗪𝗧 𝗪𝗧𝗣𝗡𝗡𝗃, these machines charge your water. Me and him, as we're having a conversation, make eyes and both turn at the same time, because it's a divine encounter. We all know. Like, it's like he knew, because sometimes, like, in our, and I'm like, yeah. What are you here for? He didn't even say anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. What are you here for? She's like, I'm here with 𝗪𝗡 and Purium. And I never heard of Purium before. Like, 𝗪𝗡? Is that one of your top, distributors? She's like, no, he's one of the number one hands-on healer on planet Earth. He's one of the number one hands-on healers on planet Earth. Immediate ego. Like, oh, really? So she's like, yeah, you never heard of him? I'm like, no. She's like, would you like to meet him? I run and grab Nicole. I'm like, yes. So, Maz, never going to forget this. Maz Sajady, 𝗪𝗡. You can find him on social media. He's a real person. All these people that I'm fucking telling you are real. I know why you're here. What? The knowledge that you're searching for will not be found in books.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Oh, that's how you feel. And this is the type of shit that you like people would see, they hear this, oh, he's making this shit up. Suck my dick. He's like, here, let me help you tap into your higher self. He puts his hand down by my lower back. I see some white light. Don't know how long I'm fucking gone. And this is what he's been doing all day. What the fuck did you just do to me? He goes, remember what Danelle said? She's like, you'll get it. He goes, now you see it. Now you get it. Now you understand. Now you're one. Ever since then, I don't question anything. I let the universe guide me and lead me to wherever it's going to, because I know I'm here for the right reasons. I know I'm here to save the children. I know I'm here to experience everything that I want, that I have, regardless of if I want to or not. I know that I have experienced the whole everything, all the losses, all the anger, all of the diminishing of myself I knew was to make me who I am today. That's why we started out the episode with me. I'm grateful for the person that I've become, because I am who I wanted to be as a child. I am helping people. Regardless of if you're a Christian, if you're whatever you are, and you got offended by my story, I believe I am leading people to truth. in some way, shape, or form. I believe in Jesus more now than ever before. It's just different. You understand? That doesn't diminish the Bible. So I got what I wanted. I got the truth that I was searching for. I didn't need all the books. The books made me depressed at one point in time. I got to a point where Tony Robbins said you needed to read. He said, read 100 books as fast as you can. I read 100 books. I read 200 books fast in the span of like a year and a half. And I got depressed because all the books started to say the same thing. If you hear enough people speak, if you hear enough people try to inspire you, because here I am supposed to be the next biggest network marketer. I'm supposed to be the next biggest. I'm having all these motherfuckers who made millions of dollars telling me I'm the best that they've ever seen. But I haven't made $1 million yet, you know? But they're telling me that. And so I'm listening to all these motherfuckers, even in the books, tell me things I already know. And I'm just like, where can I get some more information? Where can I get something new? Somebody fucking say it differently. I was supposed to say it differently. You understand? Mm-hmm. That's why I believe I am the way that I am. That's why I believe that that's why I do everything the way that I do it. And again, this is the first time I've shared all of that story on a podcast because I feel like now is the time to.
This is such a trip.
Yeah.
I'm fucking so tripped out right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, right? You get used to it to a certain degree.
Yep.
Like the odds, reaching out to you, you saw it. I was like, yep, we connected. Yep. And you're here. Yeah. And that is an incredible story. I've been being called back to Jesus. So this is.
Same. Christ is the ultimate example.
Yeah. It's a trip.
Christ is the ultimate example, but Christ stemmed from how many different Christ-like characters have there been throughout history?
Right.
How many people have been born to a virgin?
Right. Oh, I remember watching Zeitgeist, and I was like, it's all shit.
Mm-hmm. It's the same story, but the
Yeah.
story is truth. Jesus is the example of truth. The story of Jesus and the story of all of the ascended masters who were Jesus-like. All of them. It's the story of truth. We have to love our neighbor as ourselves because they are our reflections.
Because we're
me.
all one.
Bingo.
Motherfucker.
It's starting to happen, you see? I told people, what's crazy is I told people, like with the Cassidy thing, I said, this is about to shift consciousness.
Right.
I told Cassidy we're about to shift consciousness, and he doesn't realize how he helped with that. People don't realize Jimmy Kimmel, like, we've shifted consciousness, and now we're about to shift it one more time, and it's never going to go back to the old. It can't. It's pretty fucking cool. Mm-hmm. I was gonna become one of the biggest entertainers and influencers on the face of the planet, but I told myself I always had to do it for the right reasons.
Yep.
And now I feel like I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Just fearlessly being me. Because at one point in time, I would have been afraid to tell that story. Now I can't give a fuck. Why? They just pulled Project Bluebeam. They just potentially poisoned a bunch of people. I have a product line that can fix all of that.
I'm going to be
your
biggest product slut. I'm telling you what. You said Project Bluebeam. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know we're already 2 hours and 12 minutes in, but we have to touch on that.
We're all extraterrestrial. Because if you watched Level with me, you'll realize, or Attack on Titan, you'll realize that they're hiding more land. They're hiding technology. Redacted News just covered, something from Stephen Greer and a bunch of different whistleblowers who have come forward saying, hey, they have this technology and they're using this technology right now to not only stage Project Bluebeam, but they're also using it to potentially traffic people. The Russians just found underground bases in Ukraine with children's body parts and children's organs being harvested and being used to sell on the dark web. That just came out last week. So it's like, what is actually going on? What is actually going on? What if these nefarious people, what if it's so dark that people don't even realize? And what if it is extraterrestrial? Meaning, there's people that believe in Jesus. If I'm shown the light, how I was shown the light was silver. Remember, we got the light shown to us. If I've been able to do the impossible, and we can get into it off of camera because I don't want to get sued by the quantum touch people, right? But if I can do the impossible, and I can prove I can do the impossible, and I've proven to many people that I can do what they say is impossible, then if that is real, and the people that believe in Jesus are real, and people have done miracles under Jesus' name, then polarity states that the opposite exists. So if polarity states that the opposite exists, then how deep and dark does this fucking rabbit hole go? And who and what? Why are they, if child sacrifice, which we know is real, satanic ritual abuse. If satanic ritual abuse is real, then they obviously must be sacrificing to someone. And I know for a fact that magic is real. I believe Supernatural was a documentary. If you've never seen the show Supernatural, it's of two brothers that saved the world from like vampires and demons. I believe all that shit is real, and I believe that they're hiding it, but now they're exposing it. Why did they just show aliens on TV for the first time, and nobody's losing their shit last week? Last week, they just fucking showed aliens on TV. Remember the Las Vegas call that happened here?
Yeah.
Oh, we got these 8-foot-tall beings that just... Well, I feel like this is Project Blueprint.
Same. I'm like,
I feel like this is Project hear me out.
Yep.
But hear me out. All of that exists. All of it exists. They're already hiding it. We already know the whistleblowers are coming through. So I look at it like this. Many things are about to come out. You need to know who is of truth and who stands for it and who doesn't, because it's those that stand of truth that are going to be shown more truth to lead more to truth. Does this make sense? I believe that the chosen have already been selected. Why did what has happened to me happen? Why did my mother give me life? Let's talk about that. I was adopted. My mother gave me life, chose the parents that I have now. I'm going to say something I've never said on camera before. I will never know my father, it appears. I don't know the story. I respect my mother so much, and I respect her story so much that I've never pried for information on my father. All I know is that she said that she's loved me, and I wasn't a mistake. I won't ask for the details. All I know is that my father left when I was very young. When I was 2 weeks old. Or why? No, he left when she was pregnant. She gave me up for adoption when I was 2 weeks old. Pick the parents I have now, right? I've never asked about my dad. But part of me maybe thinks he was an extraterrestrial motherfucker. Part of me maybe thinks, he was just here to make me do and have like, because if you think about my life, it's fucking insane. That, and I go, I don't know. But I know that I'm going to be shown more. I know that it must have only just begun. I know that in some regard I have been chosen, and I don't take that lightly. I feel like I am here for the children. I feel like I will be the reason why no child dies very, very shortly from childhood malnutrition. And if I am the reason that no child dies from childhood malnutrition on a massive scale, I did what I set out to do. I came here for the right reasons. I had the impact that I wanted to have. I always wanted to change the world somehow. I didn't know how. Didn't know how I was going to do it. Now I have a product line and a company where I've sent over 1 million servings of nourishment of life-changing food technology to children. I have changed countless lives through this technology. You were sitting here, you're just like, man, I already feel like I felt this. No shit,
Yep.
Because you're tapped in. Your body's tapped in. You're tuned in. So, of course, you're going to feel it right away.
Right.
Just put on another one of my girlfriends. She just tried the product line, and she's been on it for weeks. She's like, it's already been a couple days, and I feel it. Yeah, because I put my fucking money where my mouth is.
Yep.
If I'm willing to get into a cage and put my life on the line for something, don't you think there's probably some merit to it? But isn't it funny? Like, if I'm willing to do that, there's got to be a reason for it. If I was willing to do that, don't you think that you should find out what my fucking product line is probably about? If you think I'm as genius or as clever as I am after following my story, like, think about it. I've only done this for the last year and a half. Majority of people, they would have came and they would have went. How is it that I've been able to continue to build while shadow ban, Let's see how many people I've reached in the last, on my story. 516 after 14. So I have 41.8K followers. Yesterday, my story maxed out at 218 people after 20 hours of a post. How is it that I have gained 1,000 followers in the last week and while shadow banned, while suppressed, and I only have 218 people out of 42,000 people on my IG story? But I was doing this. I've been doing this on my canceled your shit for since before COVID, during the George Floyd riots.
Before the fucking word was probably
during the George Floyd riots. You can go back to my Facebook lives. They're still up there. And you can see I was talking about, hey guys, I think we need to be thinking about why this is happening, because they want communism, and how they usher in communism is they pit people against each other. And right now, this looks like the start of a potential race war. I was up in Minnesota saying this shit. You know how much fucking shit I got for that? How much shit I got? And now here we are, Black Lives Matters bullshit. All this bullshit. Who was the first motherfucker to come out and say something? Me. I was the only one on the internet saying some shit. I put my money where my mouth is. Like, Prime is the #1 drink in the world. And they have sucralose in their products. And that's a DNA altering fucking neurotoxin.
Fuck. I mean, fuck.
You understand?
This is why we've dropped in consciousness, right?
Facts.
It's because of all the fucking chemicals.
People don't get it. And that's why it's like, I've been an anomaly for a long time. And I just gave you a product that all it does is fire your brain, make it better. And over the long term, it's going to help you create more stem cells in your body, create new cells, create a new body. And if you drink it long enough, you're going to be a completely different fucking person. Oh, we have a product called Fuel that increases the body's adenosine triphosphate, cellular energy at the cells naturally through food. So it naturally lowers inflammation and doesn't produce more lactic acid and increases your cellular energy. Why in the fuck would you ever drink a pre-workout ever again? Do you understand? This is what I've been having to deal with. Hear me out. The reason I am the way that I am is because for the last 8 years, I've had to watch dumb motherfuckers try to talk shit to me when all I'm trying to do is fucking educate them. I don't give a fuck anymore because they just made Logan Paul a fucking almost billionaire off of a fucking product that's bullshit.
It's like, I fucking get you so deeply.
Does it make sense now?
It makes perfect sense.
Does it make sense now to why everybody's been taking fucking Tylenol and ibuprofen for the last 8 or 9 years? For fucking the last however long I've been putting it on the line for humanity. For the last however long. And you want to know why I'm willing to risk my life for against Jimmy Kimmel and the Illuminati and Hollywood? Shut the fuck up. Let them come. Watch what happens. Watch what I become. You know, I have a song called Power Trip. And a lot of people didn't know I set the NCAA up. I've been doing this. I've been playing this game for the longest time. I went viral because I wanted to. My first time I went viral. Giving up my scholarship for the NCAA. Betting on myself to become all that I would be, to earn up and above what they could ever offer me in a scholarship or opportunity. I would create opportunity myself. So I taught myself how to make beats. I taught myself how to become valuable. I invested in myself, personal development, hours and hours of books to have the mind and become everything that I am. I worked on the skill set of hip hop and rapping and communication to be all that I am, to then make a song called Power Trip. I got a call randomly. And after I walked away from college, I got a call saying, hey, Joel, you need to call in a K-Fan. K-Fan 101.3 or whatever. They're talking about you live on the Power Trip right now. What? I didn't know that they were making fun of me. But they were making fun of my ability to rap because the song that I went viral for was a cute, cuddly kid song that was actually for Disney. It was actually for a Disney placement because I heard that, long story short, someone's manager, some people's manager, MGK and 𝗪𝗥𝗢𝗪𝗥𝗡𝗡𝗪𝗓𝒡𝒠 manager was potentially like looking at me, but they were looking at me for like Disney. You understand? Like because I was young and they could market me to kids and I was a positive, role model. So I made Ones in the Sky, the song that I first went viral for. I made it in a week for them. I shot the music video for them. People don't know that. And so I made that song, which allowed me to go viral, which allowed me to fucking do what I wanted it to do. And then I walked away, and they were making fun of my ability to rap, not knowing that I really spit. I really fucking do this. I'm one of the number one rappers on the fucking face of the planet, whether anybody likes it or not. And so I get online, and I didn't know that they were making fun of me for the first like 30 minutes or whatever. They all had made songs to show that they could rap better than me. So after that, I ended up coming on. I was being respectful, telling them why I did what I did. Like, I walked away because I feel like I could make more money being who I am. I do business on the side right now, and I'm putting myself on a path to retire myself in the next 4 years. And like, they all shut the fuck up. They all shut the fuck up afterwards, right? They all kind of respect me, couldn't really talk shit. And I didn't know they were talking shit to me till afterwards. I had to go back and listen to the whole episode, realize like, oh, they were talking shit. You understand? Like, wow. So I made a song called Power Trip. And it was one of the first songs I ever produced for myself. It was like my masterpiece. And in that, I said, I don't know what all the talking is. Never hang around where all the gossip lives. I'm the gossip, my life's got you lost in it. Where was your story at? If it was not for him, government want to try and kidnap and copy him. Toss me in a room filled up with oxygen. One chair when the doctors got on moccasins. That's when they inject me from a toxic bin. I only smile and laugh as they shot it in. That's when they say it's no use begin to flog and whip with barbed wired strips. That's when they look at them, move not an inch. Doctors puzzled all that and not to flinch. Damn. As they leave the room bewildered and turn off the switch, that's when they realize, gasp and say, it could not be him. Oh my, look at this predicament they got me in. Yeah. This is where the talking ends. As I start to work my hands free, they diverge and split. Two start panicking about not dying, two verge and split. A new doctor comes up and says, I have not heard of him. Shall we call security to take it further from? Another comes up, what have you done? I am sorry, your highness. Trying to keep me calm before I get violent? Like, that was back in 2014. And what did I just say? Government want to try and kidnap and copy him. Toss me in a room filled up with oxygen. Try to inject me from a toxic bin. That was in 2014. It's almost like a fucking premonition. Huh. It's almost like a premonition. But hey, that entire story was me saying, fucking bring it. The NCAA on a power trip. I let K-Fan have a power trip. Power trip? K-Fan? Just to set him up to fall. That's a power trip. Can't you see this journey as a power trip? I've been doing this shit for the longest time. People are just catching up to my fucking timeline. Welcome to my show. I told you guys this is going to be the greatest story I've ever fucking... It's the greatest story ever told. That was why my first album was called Genie Is, the greatest story ever told. Don't you see I am a genie is? I make my dreams come true. That's what a genie is. Logan Paul could never fuck with me. None of these influencers, entertainers could ever fuck with me. I'm grateful for the opportunity to get the eyes and the fucking... my message out there now. Like, I don't give a fuck if I ever blow up because I've already blown up.
You kept coming back to your mission. Like, that is, it's so, you don't need to
validate it. I don't need to validate it because it is what it is. That's why I'm so,
Yeah.
Just let me experience my life. Maybe less than 5 people have heard this.
I am so honored. I just knocked my mic off. Shit.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Grateful for you.
Love you.
Love you too. That was before my children were born. Yes. So,
wow.
9 or 10 years old. When I first heard that beat, I cried, made a song to it.
Yeah.
Because at one point in time, like, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to transmute the ideas that I had in my mind and make people be able to feel them. I've only ever made music that I felt. And I feel deeply. You can tell.
Yeah.
That's been my dream, is to be able to transmute that through music and become big or known by allowing people to feel.
But for the fucking right reasons.
Yes.
You're not bought. You're not. And again, it's hard to articulate.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it's wild.
Yeah.
I feel hope.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. You want to know what's called? Our movement is called the Hope Movement.
Oh, God.
Yeah. 𝗪𝗪𝗣𝗪𝗡, hope, helping. It used to be, because our company used to be called Evolve. So it was helping other people evolve.
Right.
But now it's just the Hope Movement, because we do give people hope.
It's incredible.
Grateful.
I had a month on, it's called low-dose naltrexone, which brings down inflammation. But again, it's a pharmaceutical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was the best that I ever felt. And then one day it just wore off, because I guess you can have a euphoric effect on it.
Uh-huh.
And I think I got like strep throat or something, because, I'm sick all the time from Graves' disease. Mm-hmm. And now, of course, a vaccine. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck, this is, imagine if I felt like this every day.
I need to say something.
Yeah.
The universe is mental. I need you to lock in with me real quick, okay?
Okay.
The universe is mental, and I need everybody to hear this, because if energy is real and we live in a quantum field, then no weapon formed against me shall prosper. God said that. Jesus said that. That is the biggest, most important thing that we need to understand. The body can heal itself from anything, as long as you give it the right things. Part of the right things that you have to give it is thought.
And I just said words, and words have.
We naturally create, and we naturally believe what we say, and we create based off of our beliefs, because our state is what creates. Beliefs solidified is state. Let me say that again.
Yeah.
Beliefs solidified is state. So if you believe no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and you can allow your state to also reflect that, then you shall be healed now. And now we do things to solidify the belief, like taking incredible products, like living full of gratitude every day and sharing that gratitude with others to continue to solidify that state. Yeah. I give a fuck for the right reasons, but I don't give a fuck all in the same.
That part.
Yeah.
So, to wind this up, do you believe that we've already crossed the threshold of mass consciousness?
Have you seen the Schumann resonance the last 2 days?
No.
The Schumann resonance is the Earth's frequency that essentially, it's kind of like global consciousness, and where global consciousness, the Schumann resonance is appearing how it's never appeared before in the last 2 days. It is off the fucking charts, and it is absolute. That's the reason I had to do what I just did. There's a reason I had to tell the story now. There's a reason I decided to show up how I did, because I knew that this trip would be life-changing in some way, shape, or form, or conscious shifting. Every time I get this feeling, I must go. That's why I showed up. I was tired as fuck on the plane yesterday. I haven't been that tired in a long time, so I ultimately knew something was up. And then I found out that the Schumann resonance was going crazy. And I'm like, oh, wouldn't it make sense? And now, after this episode, I understand why. Your reaction to the music. The first time I told the story, your reaction. Someone's going to hear that story and you're following. Some people are going to believe it, some aren't. Doesn't fucking matter. I know what truth is, and you know what you feel. I know what I've experienced. I can't make it up. That's how I can be what I am. That's how I can live fearlessly.
Last question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think behind all the satanic activity is what I've heard referred to as a jinn, or the jinn, this Is it an alien entity? Is it a...
What is alien? So if we all come from the Anunnaki, or if we all come from extraterrestrials, and the human civilization was essentially seeded, if that is real, if that is true, because everybody says we've come from God, and people want to argue on the Bible and all these things. But if we're going to argue about the Bible, then now we have to argue, if they just pulled Project Bluebeam, if extraterrestrials are real, then now we have to rethink how we imagine everything. If it is real, I'm not saying that they're not entities or this or that, but what is a fallen angel? If a fallen angel is real, then that means they're a demon. But if that means a demon is real, that means that angels are real. And that means if angels are real, that means angels also fell, which means angels could be corrupt. And if angels could be corrupted, then that means that they weren't all necessarily the perfect beings that we believe angels could be. That means they're more like humans than we fucking think they are. So if that's the case, then I think the world is a lot of what we need to rethink and reimagine. And I think it's also evident within the stories that we've been told. People just don't think about it in a way that is productive for their thoughts. Like a lot of people, they'll say, angels and demons, they're definitely real, but then they won't think that angels have been corrupted. So if angels could be corrupted, do you think demons also couldn't be maybe shown different? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if it's all on a scale of polarity and duality, well, then that means that there's evil in everything and there's good in everything. I'm preparing for war.
Yeah.
I've been preparing for war. Everybody's, why did Joel look good his last fight? Why did he look so good? Because I've been preparing for war. War, actual war. We have how many people? We have 20 million, over 20 million unregistered illegal immigrants in here that potentially might be being militarized in some way, shape, or form. I'm preparing for war. Actually.
That's the first time I've heard that. I don't know how I have not come across that. But
Yeah,
that's...
well, I mean, there's they're catching Chinese nationals at the border. They're Mexico, China, all these different places are now partnering with the BRICS. They're decentralized. All of it is all projection, illusion, and bullshit, right? But at the same time, there's truth in it. There's truth in it, right? Wars do happen, and whether we want to be a part of them or not, they do, and we might already be a part of it, and we just got to show up however we're going to show up, all while they're showing us all these other shit. That's why I think Project Bluebeam. That's why I think it's about to be anarchy and chaos like we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And I'm prepared for it all because I believe at the end of that, there is going to be truth. Think about it this way. We're now starting to come out and believe that Hollywood, many people in Hollywood are pedophiles. Many people in Hollywood, satanic, sick cabal, da-da-da-da-da. They just did a fucking Oscars, the Oscars and the Grammys, and fucking Sam Smith is dressed up as the devil, and it's now out in your face. They don't give a fuck anymore. Meaning, I feel like Christians and many religions have been fucking lazy. I feel like they have allowed their enemy to grow in the shadows. Because here they are almost with a perfect plan that has been maneuvered and operated just in the most perfect facet, and Christians are arguing amongst one another. You don't think you're going to get fucking ran through? Your enemy is so... How many doctors, how many naturopathic doctors have they murked in the last 10 years?
Yep.
How many doctors speaking out against the vaccine got murked in the last 10 years? Yep. And you guys sit back and go, oh, hey, they did this. They did not doing shit about it. Yep. FBI is completely corrupt. CIA is completely corrupt. But you guys sit back and go, I can't rely on them. I can't rely on these people. I got to rely on my truths. I got to rely on what I can, because if I've been shown what I've been shown, then I know that my God, whatever I believe in, is real. So if my God is real, then I know he's leading me to my army or my army to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So do I believe that they're sacrificing kids to something? Yep. But I say bring it.
Fuck.
They're coming after him. Let them come. Bring it. I don't know what all the talking is. Never hang around where all the gossip lives. I'm the gossip, my life's got you lost in it. Where was your story at if it was not for him? Government want to try and kidnap and cop.
On that note, I can't thank you enough.
I'm grateful for you.
You said that in your voice memo, and I was like, this is my person. This is...
Grateful.
Yeah. Well, everything will be in the notes. I can't imagine the amount of content that will come out of this. And the call to action, is there a wind up? Is there a...
Get healthy. Stop fucking around. We just talked about it.
Yep.
The number one sports drink in the world, Prime, Logan Paul, KSI, got sucralose in it. 10 years ago, I was telling motherfuckers not to take sucralose. You understand?
Yeah.
Don't fucking take sucralose. What are you doing? Why are you putting that in your body? When I just told you, you can take all natural food technology that will help you get healthier. Literally will help you get healthier. All you got to do is continue to take it. And all it's going to do is biohack your body and allow you to feel better. That's it.
You're
It's fucking stupid. It's so easy. And every time you do that, we feed and nourish children. If we get 3 million people on this product line, we eradicate childhood malnutrition from the globe.
Say that one more time.
If we get, I believe it's 3 million people on auto ship on this product line every single month, replacing their spending, saving money, and getting healthy, we eradicate childhood malnutrition from the globe. How many people drink Prime every single day? How many people are drinking all this other bullshit every single day that's not getting them healthy?
Fucking Monster, all
All
it,
this
Red
shit.
Bull.
If we get 3 million people on this, we save every child on fucking planet Earth from malnutrition and we win. I think that sounds better. And you get healthy. I believe I'm going to be Joe Rogan's 2024th episode. That's. I feel like I will be.
Okay. Joel, thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
I can't wait to wake up and take this.
Yes. I'm going to get you more, don't worry.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I got the gift of evangelism. It's one of my primary gifts. So
Good to know.
I believe in that shit. It's every Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to we turn this bitch into a household name.
Yeah. Should. I'll get you sponsored, don't worry.
Fucking what's up? Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to show this fucking fine-ass face one more time before.
Love you, Autumn.
We will be back with another fucking episode at some point soon.